What's going on, America? YouTube. Got a sad situation on our hands. Last Saturday night, there was a mass shooting in Orlando. And this was going to be one of my last videos, but I decided to go ahead and roll with it now with regards to racism and sexism and all the isms that bring down our country. The fact that Americans were killed, no matter what their sexual orientation is just madness. I mean, I know they say there was terrorists involved and things like that, but this is 2016, folks. I just am having a hard time grasping what the deal is with not just our country, but the world not understanding that you can't help who you love. I don't care what you say. You can't help who you love. You can't help how you're born. Slavery's been abolished for a very, very long time. We've come a long way, I think, as a country. But I mean, for something like this tragic thing to happen, it's pretty sickening. To those that committed the crime, I know that it's they said that the guy's dead now or whatever. You're sick. All you extremists and you racist and you sexist and you whatever ist freaking people, you're just sickening. My heart mourns for the families of those lives who were taken down in Orlando at the club that night. It's really saddening to me. I mean, I don't have a whole bunch to really say about it. We need to step up as Americans and say, hey, look, we're not going to put up with this kind of crap. Love your neighbors. Care about the people that you meet in life. Whether you like them or not, you need to love them. You need to respect them. I see all these comments on Facebook. People. I mean, it's not even been a week yet, and there's people poking fun at stuff, or you see stuff where people are they're saying, oh well, they shouldn't have the gay pride flags or whatever on the Facebook pictures, like when France and Belgium were attacked. What does it matter, man? People are dead. You know what I mean? Those people aren't going to get to live out the rest of their lives. And you're sitting there bickering about the discussions that people are having and the pictures that they're posting because, oh, they were Americans first. Sure, they were Americans first. We understand that. Not all of them. I mean, I'm sure there were some people that, may have been from other countries. I mean, it is Florida. But, I mean, this is just sickening, Instead of sitting there, I don't know, poking fun or whatever, I mean, you guys got to start caring about other people. It's really, really ridiculous. In fact, not that it will because I don't have a ton of followers, but if for some reason I make any money off of this or any of my videos from this series, then I'm going to donate 100% of it to the victims' families, because I know that there's going to be some costs attributed to their deaths, their untimely deaths. But I mean, we've got to wake up, America. This has got to tell you guys something. I'm a believer in gun rights and gun ownership, same as the next, Second Amendment believer. But we need to have tougher gun laws, period. Okay, I've owned guns since I was young. I've shot them. I've hunted with them. But for people to say, oh, it's not the gun's fault, it's the people that did it, you're so far out of whack, it's not even funny. The fact of the matter is that we do need stricter gun laws. They don't have this kind of a problem in Australia, and they're not allowed to own guns of any sort, except for, I think, hunting, shotguns and things like that. But I mean, it starts with education, how we educate, our citizens. I understand that they may have been, Muslim terrorists or whatever. I mean, who knows the truth? You see crap on TV and you can't believe half the stuff you say. But the main thing is you've got to care about one another. I'm tired of seeing that people out there just don't give a crap what happens. 50 people. I mean, the largest shooting in our country's history, as far as this in this nature. I mean, I know there's other there's been other massacres and whatnot, but it's sickening. I mean, we've had 16 shootings like this in the last 7 years. The shit's got to stop. I mean, stop giving these crazies guns. Start teaching others how to care about people, no matter what their sexual orientation is, no matter what their skin color is, no matter what their education level is, no matter what their background is. I've known people that have gone to prison for heinous crimes, that I've met that have gotten out and have turned themselves around. And I've met people who have never spent, a day in jail, and are just bags of ass. It takes all kinds, and there's people, that are bad everywhere. I mean, we're not the only country to have stuff like this happen. It's just like a shock, I guess, to us, because we don't have it happen every day like in other countries. But you have to start taking ownership of this and say, hey, folks, we got to start caring about people, educating people. This ignorance to where it's a systemic ignorance that lingers because people talk about, they talk crap about, gay folks or transgender or, people of other colors and stuff. You got to stop, man. You're no better than they are. I had my neighbor, one of the saddest comments he made. He said, "Now, I wouldn't personally do something like that to them, but I can't stand faggots, so I don't really feel bad for them." Really? Really? And some people may say, he's old and he doesn't know any better. That's how he was raised. Yeah, sure, in a way you're right. If we would raise our kids better and teach them how to care about other people, then things might be different. But we don't, because we're self-centered sons of bitches. We don't teach our kids any better, ever. Just year after year, it constantly more selfish individuals just roaming the streets. They're not conscious of the other people around them. I'm not saying to always be politically correct, but I mean, come on, you got to have some tact. If we could actually unite to do something well, or do something good for the good of the people, like teaching how not to fucking hate, then things like this, might not happen. It might become an epidemic of, caring individuals across the globe. Start thinking about just even the littlest things that you say, these homophobic things and these racist and these sexist comments that you make. Maybe try and draw them back a little bit instead of saying shit like that, in front of your kids. Say something nice about somebody who, who's gay or transgender or black or Mexican or whatever, and teach them how to love instead of hate. Because I grew up in that crap. I'm from a small town in Tennessee originally, which was the home of the KKK. And you think that I would be one of the most racist, people out there? No, because I was taught better than that. Not saying that I don't have some racist people in my family, but my father, my mother, my grandfather, my grandmother, they all taught me how to respect other people, whether I liked their life choices or not. You have to respect their decision. I hear people say shit like, they're gonna rape your kids and shit like that. This is another thing my fucking neighbor said. One of my favorite uncles is gay. He's never once hit on me or anybody I know. He's been around my friends and stuff. Stop being ignorant, you morons. I mean, if you really want to get down to it, it's ignorance. And it's sad. You need to think about what you say and do. And as always, pay attention to America.